Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Beth, and I'm the CEO and one of the founders of Auxana. This is the first time we've done this, so thanks for bearing with us while we're all virtual and remote. We're going to walk through the platform today. The goal is really, to talk to our existing community members and prospects who are interested in learning about the Auxana platform and how it can help your practice. We launched in October of last year. To give you a little background on me, I'm an attorney. I've been practicing with it. Oh, it looks like I might be breaking. Hold on there. Am I clear now? Can everyone hear me? Or Val, I'll let you do the test.
Yeah, it's coming in more clearly.
Okay, great. So just to give you a little bit of quick background, I have been practicing the totally flat fee outsourced general counsel model now for about 3 years, over 3 years actually. And for that practice, and do a lot of M&A and helping startup companies get to growth stage and go from there. I built the outsourced general counsel model as one of my largest clients, and the goal of Auxana, the platform, is really to grow that model, help fellow attorneys grow their practice as outsourced general counsel, to learn about flat fee practice models, and also to market to companies, to talk to companies who are at that stage of growth that don't yet need a full-time in-house attorney, but are not sending a lot of their work to the outside law firms due to the billable hour. And Val, just ping if I'm starting to break up at all. I want to make sure that everyone can hear me. Okay, so to go from there, where we're going to start off, just a high-level overview of what we'll do. We'll walk through the different pieces of the Auxana platform that are available, so you can see the different functionality. We'll answer some questions that have been coming up. What are the different integrations and the different service offerings we're providing? And then go through the difference between the community membership level, the growth stage membership, and the all access. Oh, sounds like I still may be a little fragmented. So hopefully this can get a little better, but
this is the new reality, right? we're all victims of internet connection.
Let me know if it gets bad, and we may pause, and I'll see if I can work something else out. But anyway, with that kind of as a high-level overview, we understand that what we're doing in the Auxana community is new to the market, but to companies and to attorneys. So again, the goal is really to show you some of the features, the benefits, and answer questions about the different membership tiers so you can determine what's right for your practice. So we're going to dive in. I'm also with Valerie, who you hear is our Chief Revenue Officer and one of the co-founders, and you also have Matt Adams, who's our Chief Strategy Officer. He's actually the one whose screen you should see right now. He built pretty much everything that we're going to be looking at, and he's going to drive us through some of the different things we're going to look at today. So to start out, we're going to talk about growth commons, and we have formally called it growth commons, and it seemed like that was causing a lot of confusion. So we've recently broken it up on the community page to toolkit and library. And the reason I want to start with this is these resources are a huge part of the community value that we want to grow with you, and we want your input on what you would like to see here next. Library and toolkit are available to all of the members. You should be able to see it on the left side of the community wall. And I'm also going to bring some of the events that you see and that you can participate in if you are a growth stage member. So if you're one of the new members who's kind of trying to decide between, well, do I want to continue as a community member or upgrade membership, this may help answer some of those questions. So we'll start off with toolkit, which is where Matt is at now. The idea here is that this is a space where we will have product integrations and member exclusive discounts on software. So you may not have known this, but right now, if you click on that CARTA page, and I'll back up a second, CARTA is an equity management software and a corporate governance software that I use with all of my clients, and I strongly recommend using. If you visit their landing page by hitting that gold button, visit, we get a discount that we can pass on to our clients. So this is a really good way for you to work with early stage, start talking to them about their corporate governance needs. Maybe they have issues managing their equity incentive plan. Maybe they need a 409A. Maybe they need help with corporate governance. Lots of things growth stage companies need, you know, on a very regular basis, which is perfect for a fluffy position. So if you come to this page, you'll see the company gets 20% first year discount and waive implementation fees. And just to give a really high level overview and a teaser for some things to come, CARTA 409As, number one, are included in the company's subscription fee to CARTA. And CARTA is a really easy way to provide some instant ROI for your clients. So if you're working at a company and they're maybe struggling to know if they're ready to transition to an outsourced GC model, kind of pitching yourself with CARTA as the person who will help them manage their equity and their corporate governance issues, I've had a lot of success with that. And what we're going to start doing in probably May now, we've got a little bit delayed because of, you know, the situation, but we're going to start doing CARTA trainings and also making quarterly trainings available for CARTA. So I'm super excited about that, but just wanted to point out that this is available to you right now in the toolkit. Some of the other things that you'll see in toolkit, just to go back there. So Gusto, similarly, if you visit the page there, Gusto is a really great payroll benefits and HR platform for early stage companies. You can pass through 3 months free for your Gusto subscription if one of your companies wants to use it, or if you want to use it actually. You'll also see Digitile, which is a really cool search company that we're actually working on some more integrated relationships. And then, oops, sorry, that was me. And then also the Conscious Leadership Workshop with Leaders Executive Coaching. We also plan to have a lot more of these sorts of workshops here, and we'll video them, or we'll record them and have them listed here so that if you miss them, you can come back and watch it on your own schedule, essentially. So that's what Toolkit is. We have a lot more exciting stuff coming. I'll give you a couple hints. We've got actually another company that I started, which is Contract Moxie. So you'll see an integration here that allows you to submit contracts. And I think we're going to talk more about this a little bit later, but just high level now. There you go. So you can submit to be a Contract Moxie Pro if you're either at the growth stage membership or the all access membership. You'll say, hey, I have an independent contract agreement that I want to sell in the Contract Moxie store. You'll fill this form out, submit it, we'll review it, and if it's accepted, then it'll be for sale on the store, and the attorney who drafted it gets 25% of the revenue from each sale of that contract. So that's kind of another cool feature that we're building out. And then also, don't have anything built yet. We're working on 2 more integrations. One that will be, I call Contract Builder now. This is essentially going to be for those contracts that we use all the time, like NDAs, 1099 agreements. A place where you can come in and put the basic information for your contract in, upload your template. So I'm breaking up again. It's coming. Anyway, you'll be able to upload your template and then automatically create and send out contracts using your template. So that's Contract Builder. And DOCUPLAYER is another one that will be available here soon, which is a screen recording functionality that I'm very excited about as well. And that also one of our executive members, Tiffany Christensen, built.
And we're going to be working on getting demos sort of in the same digital format scheduled for each of these different components that we're integrating, like Digitile, Contract Moxie, and DOCUPLAYER, coming soon as we begin to roll them out internally. So before they go live, we're hoping to get another meeting scheduled like this so you guys can each take a peek and sort of be ready to roll.
Yeah. Thanks, Val. So moving on, over to the library. So the library is a space where you can upload form documents that you want to share with the community. I have uploaded, I think, my employee offer letter for Arizona, and the mutual NDA template, and I have a couple more to add there. Also find documents like the profile tips and tricks and some other, we'll talk more about the practice resources that we have available. And they, I think, will be here in the library as well. And so you can use this if there's something that you want to share with the community. Our, kind of back high level, our goal with the Auxana community is to really facilitate collaboration between solo practitioners from across the country. Solo practitioners who are either we call it flat fee curious, they want to transition some practice to flat fee, or transition all of their practice to flat fee, or just be part of a community, because it can be a little bit lonely as a solo practitioner. Our goal is really to have this interaction and this collaboration. So is a place where you can share documents like that. We'll also have, like, for example, this demo and this meeting will be recorded, and I think that will also be available in the library or in TOOLKIT. Let's head over to the event page now. So, in the spirit of collaboration and workshops, page over here on the left is where you can see all of the upcoming events. You can see CLEs we recommend, different conferences that we either to recommend, going to webinars, and the Auxana exclusive events. So you'll see, demo is listed there. And then next Friday on the 17th, we have a COLAB session about developing a flat fee practice. So you'll see we're filling this out, there's some that are updated month to month, but we've got, I think, through the summer on the event page right now. So this is where you can kind of see what's coming up, and there's also, they should links to join in each event. COLAB, I want to highlight, is one of the benefits of the growth stage membership. It's only available to growth stage and all access members. The COLABs are a virtual meeting again. Hopefully one day we can all do these in person, but for now they're virtual. And these are intended to be practice builders, where we go through examples. We use your issues that you're having in your own practice, obviously observing client confidentiality, but we can talk about existing projects that you're working on, and different ways to either streamline them or get help or transition to fee. So we're doing these every 6 weeks. Some of the upcoming topics after developing flat fee practice, we're going to do preventing scope creep, client discovery. And then we're going to do using analytics with your flat fee practice. Some of you know analytics is something I'm super excited about, and something that we want to build out the second half of this year, so that as you transition, maybe it's just one client to an outsourced general counsel model, where you're billing flat fee every month. This is something where you can track your profitability, and different metrics that allow you to see how it's working for you or not working for you, and then we can adjust. So we're actively working on content and events. You can always send us a note of things that you want to add to this calendar. So again, all of these things are for the community. So if there's something that you want to add to TOOLKIT, something you want to add to libraries, something you want to add to events, just send us a note and we'll get it on there. Again, this community is our space as solo practitioners, a space where we can collaborate and improve our practices. So please don't hesitate.
And also let us know if you have content that you want to provide in a webinar format. So back in TOOLKIT, for example, you saw the Conscious Leadership series with Susan Cedars, who is actually a community member and happens to be an executive coach. And so she's provided in the past a series of workshops. We have them filmed. We're still in the process of uploading all of them into our new TOOLKIT, but we do have them in our private YouTube channel for members. And so if you have something like this that you think the community could benefit from, reach out to myself or to Beth, and we can get you scheduled in whatever format you want, and then we can offer it up here in the toolkit if it's something we want to archive for future member reference.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so let's switch over and talk about CLE Companion for a minute. So CLE Companion is a platform where you can complete all of your CLEs. It's all virtual, it's all on demand. I know how hard it is, at least for me, to one, we're not making anything in person right now, but even just, committing to go and sit somewhere for a day or half a day has been challenging in a practice, or, if you have kids or grandkids. So I think, this is a new company that we want to support, because I really believe in the on-demand virtual CLE, and also the ability to kind of create, a path of what types of things do you want to learn about. So this is included in your membership if you are a growth or an all access membership. So this could be another reason why you may want to have one of those two membership tiers. So to access, you get an onboarding email from Auxana. You'll click the registration link button, and Val, correct me if I say anything incorrect here. I believe what you'll do is you'll click the registration button or a button.
It's a product. So if you visit our shop, we're requiring every member to register for it independently. So if you are a paid membership tier, the cost will be zeroed out at checkout, but you do need to opt into it. The reason for that is that community members have this available as well, but there is a monthly fee to access it. So because we're so flexible with our membership tiers, if you are in a paid membership tier and taking advantage of CLE Companion and loving it, but want to scale back to community membership, all that's going to happen is that you'll start paying the $25 a month fee to access the streaming courses, or you can cancel that membership at any time as well. So our legacy members before, I think, the March 1st date were auto-enrolled. But starting March 1st, if you joined into a paid membership, you do need to visit our community shop, which is on your community dashboard, and check out with the CLE Companion membership.
Perfect. Yeah, we just changed this, so I wanted to make sure I got it right. But there should also be an email, I think, that would take you to the shop here if you got it. But either way, here's where it is. That's showing you in the community, and that will be if you're at one of the growth or the all access membership tiers. And then the other point I want to make about CLE Companion is, we work pretty closely with the founder and CEO of this company to get talks that our members want to through or want to learn about. So, we're pushing her to always, add some more corporate and business and general counsel ethics courses. So if there's anything also, that you're not seeing or you want to see, shoot us an email. We'll work with Kristen, and we'll see if we can, find a great speaker who can put that up there. Another quick point here is that if you are interested in presenting a CLE, because I know in Arizona at least, it doubles your CLE credits. If you're interested in creating content and offering it as a CLE, even for a fee, that's something that we can do on the Auxana platform. So reach out to us. We can help you put it together. We can help you host it. And that could be an easy way for you to also get more credits. All right, we're going to talk now about the kind of transition into marketing. So we've talked a lot about the community and the goals we have of supporting solo practitioners in a community and providing tools and resources for you in practice. Now let's talk to the marketing aspect of what Auxana can provide you. Growth members get one Meet Me blog post written about the member once you sign up, once you register. This is a workflow that you should also see via email. The goal here is to really highlight who you are, who, you know, there's a phrase that's used elsewhere, who is the person behind the practice. So we come up with the interview questions, you fill them out, and our blog writers do the rest. So this is, again, intended to really highlight who you are, why do you do this, who are the types of companies that you work with, and how are you different? Once we get the Meet Me questionnaire completed, we put it out on our blog, and we also amplify it on all of our social media channels. So this is a really great way, and it's also something that you can forward on, you can use on your own social media channels. It's a great way to kind of showcase, again, who you are and how your practice is different. So this is, we do this for growth stage members and all access members. And want to talk a little bit about social media right now. We have an amazing social media and brand expert. Her name is Lisa, on staff. We have Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Currently, this might be a little bit different now, but last count we had 93 on Facebook, 150 on Instagram, and 227 on LinkedIn. And we just started Instagram a few months ago, so I'm super excited about that. We are trending, we're increasing in followers every week, even, you know, despite any impact of COVID. So I'm excited about that. We get a lot of interaction on Instagram and LinkedIn. I think Facebook's a little bit slower just because the platform itself is a little bit slower, but Facebook and LinkedIn obviously, you know, share posts together. We once a day on all of our social media channels. And, you know, I hope if you're not following us that you do. We obviously love engagement from our community members. So this is a way for you to really increase your social. And I'll just share, you know, I didn't do for a while just because I didn't have the time. So this is one of the things that, you know, we can really provide some value to you doing, because it takes time. It takes time and effort to put these things together to really make sure you're managing it, getting interactions. We look at the engagement levels. We look at the analytics behind this every single month. It's been personally a big value add for me. We're getting companies that see what we're doing. We're getting attorneys who see what we're doing, and it's really exciting. So that's one of, you know, I think the really big value adds that we can provide for you. You know, really it's a value based on what it would cost to start doing some social media marketing on your own. I tried doing that. It was difficult. So take advantage of it. Make sure you're following us. Make sure you're interacting. Again, if there's someone you think we should follow, or you know, any suggestions you have here, we'll get to ghostwriting in a second. Please let us know. So let's see. Let's talk about, we've kind of been, you know, talking about this through the demo, but we'll focus on the primary differences between growth stage, membership tier, and the all access. So here are the main 3 differences, I would say. Number 1, your profile is company facing. So what that means is, you know, we've talked about the Auxana community, which is our internal community for our solos. It's also a marketplace. So just like if you think about Angie's List, our companies come and search for businesses, we are a marketplace where companies can come and search for attorneys. That feature is only available for our all access members. So if you're an access member, your profile is listed when companies come and search. We just, I think, Matt, you have this up. We just launched our company stats page. And this shows you the number of companies that have registered to date and what they're in, as well as the industries that are represented by these companies. And, you know, this is kind of a cool way to see, well, where is Auxana getting some traction on the other side of the marketplace? And this will actually is a great segue into what I wanted to talk about next, which is marketing analytics. One of the other benefits that all access members get over the growth stage is we do paid ads in your state, in your market. One of the things that we're getting ready, well, it looks like I'm unstable again. One of the things that we're getting ready to launch for our All Access members is this monthly, actually, I don't know if we're doing it monthly or quarterly. I think it might be monthly for now, but it's obviously something that we're building out.
It is quarterly because we don't get enough stats after 1 month.
Got it. Thank you. That's why I have Val. So quarterly, what we'll do is provide you with a profile performance sheet, and Matt is showing you an example of what this will look like. So to back up, what we're doing is paid ads. We're using Google, we're using analytics, Google AdWords. We're focusing on keywords and putting ads in the market that we have All Access members in. So this is where, once you get signed up as an All Access member, this is where you'll start seeing some change in those company stats. We'll start seeing more companies in your market log in as we kind of get into that market penetrate. Again, we're a very early company. We launched in October of last year. So this is kind of a picture of where we're at, really focusing on efforts the last 2 quarters. And I expect this to be changing pretty significantly. I'm excited about that. Back to the marketing analytics, what you'll see is just kind of a report that shows, and again, this is tied to your profile. So you'll see kind of over there, this is a snapshot of Juliet Peters' profile. You'll see the number of page views, average visit per duration, and then we will talk about for your profile specifically, who is engaging with it? Are they engaging with the paid ads? Are they engaging on social media? And then that last row kind of at the bottom is going to be tied to your Meet Me blog metric. So how many people are looking at that? Let's see.
So does anybody have questions? I know we have a few existing members on as well. And this is sort of a perk that we've talked about and you've known about, but we haven't really dove deep into it yet. So do you guys have questions about how the other side of the marketplace works, which is really what the company stats are showing us, that the company engagement or anything about these metrics that we're showing you?
This is Mark Spitz. I do have a question.
Go ahead.
Just what's your strategy for where you're going to focus on these ads, given the focus so far and the results you were showing so far? Where are you going to be focusing efforts over the next few months?
So our efforts are focused directly in correlation with where our All Access level members are. Going back, because our All Access members are the members that are viewable in the directory to the companies. As we reach into new states and build our presence there, we implement a paid ads campaign into that market that remains ongoing as long as we have All Access members in that state. Or if it's a large state, like for example California, we segment that into 2 sections depending on whether it's Northern California or Southern California, to make sure that we're getting the most meaningful engagement. And it's dependent on as we have attorneys joining from different states.
Okay, thank you.
And I see Carrie has a hand raised.
Yeah, I just want to follow up. I mean, first of all, this is impressive. Thanks for doing this. And I know you've been live since October. So my question is, what data do you have that is that you can show ROI for the member or the attorney that's the full freight attorney? Do you have any data around that?
You mean from business engagements?
Yeah.
So because we are hands off with the actual engagement itself, we don't manage that process unlike some other competitors do. We don't have direct data insight into, unless it's like we hear through social media or the attorney comes directly to us and says, oh my gosh, this is great, so-and-so company engaged with me. We don't manage any of those metrics internally. And that's sort of what we're trying to exemplify with this metric that's on screen is
Okay.
the impression stats for your Auxana profile. Like, here is how many views you've had of your profile itself. So we
Right.
know that this person has had this many views. And at that point, if you're getting a ton of views and you haven't had anyone reach out, you can schedule a consultation with somebody from our marketing team. We can talk about how we can improve your profile and the way you're marketing yourself a little bit better.
Right. Right.
Or, you know, hey, I'm not getting a lot of views. What do we need to do? We can revisit our marketing efforts in regard to socializing your Meet Me blog post. We could sign you up for some ghostwriting services. So one of the things we didn't touch on is that we have a pretty extensive marketing team internally of industry level experts of their different related trades. So we have content writers, we have social media experts, digital marketing strategists. So each of those people is here to help support you and make sure that you're getting the kind of experience that you want.
So thank you, Val. And I want to add two things. One, the first part that Val said is important to me because, you know, we don't take a percentage of attorney revenue. We're really a vendor to all of you, you know, to help support in these different services. I am very interested in, obviously, this, you know, working and resulting in successful engagements. We have several stories and testimonials right now, and you'll see some of this on our social media. I think one of the most recent was a member, John Dahl, and his new client, Aptus Engineering. We've also had a lot of company testimonials of using outsourced general counsel. I've worked with all of my clients to provide case studies and how we started working together and how it's been successful. So, you know, we do have these examples and these case studies that can show. And I will also add, I guess, is the third point, you know, as we kind of during the second half of this year really work on building out analytics, this may be something that we can solve more for, Carrie. I just think it'll take some more time as we build up both sides of the community. But analytics is important.
Right, I understand. And right, and just a follow-up question, because it appears that most of the marketing and based on what you've said, Beth, that this is a practice, not a practice, but this is targeted perhaps to growth companies, startup. And so I guess the question is, what's the marketing plan for more mature companies that have not brought an attorney in-house, but theoretically you've got a roster that they might be interested in reviewing?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I talk about this stuff all day. So when I say companies, I'll give you an idea of like target companies that we're marketing to. We've had successful outsourced general counsel engagements with. They actually are, I would say, average between 5 and 60 to 70 million in ARR. Some of my biggest are you know, over close to that mark, successfully working, you know, on this fractional outsourced basis. So they are more mature companies. We've also done, last summer, I talk about this a lot just because I'm really excited about it as a model. We had an attorney work with a really big transaction. So that was a 4-month engagement to assist existing in-house team get a really big deal done here in Phoenix. We're also working with companies that have like an in-house team of 1 or maybe 2 attorneys, where the general counsel wants to spend time on executive or corporate governance matters and wants an outsourced general counsel to kind of do the day-to-day work. So we're working with, I would say, some pretty big companies, as well as the, you know, 5 to 50, 60 million, which I acknowledge is a big range. But these are companies that typically have employees. They've got HR issues. They've got, maybe it's real estate or lease issues. They've got corporate governance stuff and lots of contract management. And we do a lot of content on this because, again, back to the point of educating the market on what this role is. We do a lot of content on, are you ready for an outsourced general counsel? And we've got, I think, a 3 piece, or, you know, a 3 three-piece article series that talks about what startups need, and the fact that they don't necessarily need an outsourced general counsel versus these other stages. And then I know we have attorneys on the platform now who are interested in working with startups, and that would be something we talk about in our COLAB session of how would you work with a startup on this model.
And Carrie, tacking onto that from a strategy standpoint, and this is something you and I can dive into a little bit deeper at a later time. We work with our local ambassadors in each market to understand events that are coming up, whether it's bar association events or other types of community events where we can gain exposure to, like you said, those bigger companies that maybe need to outsource some work. When we're doing our marketing, we're not necessarily excluding those that size company. We're not, some of our marketing efforts are more granular in the fact that they are targeted at startup or growth stage companies, but for the most part, we're not necessarily excluding those size companies. And back to Beth's point, we did just this last year manage a very large M&A transaction for a big group here in Phoenix, and it went really well. So, you know, to the extent that we're able to publish a case study, maybe that's of interest. But I know that you've got some experience in those more mature companies as well. So if that's something you're deeply interested in, we can talk more about that as well.
Great, thanks. I appreciate it.
Okay, and then Steve, did you have a question? I see the hand raised too.
Yeah, no, I had a quick question. I had two questions. First question is, the companies that typically look for attorneys with you guys, are they looking for specifically attorneys licensed in the states that they operate in, or how would that work? You know, with, because I saw the map, but I know a lot of the companies that you have, none of them are in Texas. So I was just kind of wondering, you know, how does that work in terms of them potentially, you know, recruiting me?
It's interesting. So, I mean, the short answer is no. I think my experience, companies aren't, unless they really want someone who they can, you know, speak face to face and meet in person with, which in our experience thus far, that has not been a big point. They're really looking for who can do this. This is my problem, or this is my set of needs, and who can best do that. So, you know, I know we do have an attorney in Texas actually on the community who one of the companies in Arizona reached out. It was a trademark matter, which is obviously federal. So I think that we're seeing, you know, different contacting different states. And this is something that want to dive into and work on, and we're going to start in the COLAB next week, because we built out, and I don't know if you want to show this real quick now, my profile. We're going to have a section of the profile that talks about what you provide on a flat fee basis. We just started, so it's not fully built out yet. What it's going to look like is something like this. and what we're starting again next week in the COLAB is, here is where you can almost list, menu is a bad word, but I'll use it, you know, a menu of what sort of services you provide, and really like easy to consume like this, and what you do on a flat fee. And this is something that we're going to be pushing out for the companies, because this is really one of the big things they're looking for. You know, can you do my data security and privacy policy packages? Can you do my IP management and trademark, manage my, you know, the trademark docket? Can you do X, Y, Z? So this is one of those areas that I think will help companies engage with our attorneys, and it won't necessarily matter what they're in. And we're used to working remotely right now.
Yeah. And Steve, I want to address your question kind of head on, and your concern about Texas, because we do have a few people from Texas on right now. This is a brand new market for us. So our first All Access member just joined, I think, about 3 weeks ago. And so our advertising efforts and business development efforts in Texas are really just getting ramped up. When we launched back in October, we were concentrated sort of in the southwestern and mountain region. And so Texas, as well as a few other states, and New York has always been a pretty good one for us. But as we're engaging, you'll start to see more company stats. I don't even know if our tracking goes back far enough. I mean, as we know with digital marketing efforts, you usually want to give it a quarter to get some really solid data, which is why we do these, the reporting infographics for our attorneys at the quarter mark. But I don't want that to discourage you, because that is, again, a new market for us.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Speaking about marketing, that leads me to my second question was, I know that the metrics and everything that you guys track is in regards to the profile that's on the community website. However, what type of content, or I guess what type of management efforts, if at all, do you offer for like our own personal law firm pages, like our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages, and do you guys develop content that we use for that, or is there how does that work in general?
Yeah. So we haven't talked yet about our ghostwriting efforts. In our personal marketing efforts, it's, again, we are a two-sided marketplace. So we focus on generating efforts back into the marketplace and encouraging engagement through our community. But as far as you want to develop your own practice and share an article, on the screen, Matt's just brought up a fantastic blog post written by our new member, Diana Palchik, out of the Texas area. So part of the All Access membership includes these services. And we have a content writer on staff that will have a questionnaire kind of prompting our All Access members through an idea that they may have for an article, and helping you get a piece to publish and share. And we socialize on our behalf. We can advertise in your local market in a more one-on-one way.
And so a couple of things just to build on there. So we also provide some sample social media content. So that's about two things: your own social media channels and the law firm site. So with social media channels, we provide some sample content when you register to announce yourself as part of the Auxana community. And after that, you can take any of our social posts. And this may actually be a good piece of feedback if we can maybe do something a little bit differently here that would be beneficial. But you can obviously take any of our social posts and either, copy and paste them or them. We obviously love shares, but you can take that content and use it, as well. And if there's maybe a workflow where we share the content in a different way, I'd have to, talk to our social media expert on this. If there's an easier way for you to get those posts for purpose sharing, we can certainly explore that. In terms of your law firm website, there's a space where you can link it on the profile. So right now our promotion of that has been more indirect. I think that's down in the attorney information, Matt. And there's my bottom Nimbus goal. So it links from your profile, and so our promotion has been more indirect, but again, it's a good piece of feedback. If there's something more that we can do here to promote sites, I'm definitely open to that. So I'm gonna make a note.
And in our social efforts, as we're socializing your Meet Me post and or a thought leadership piece that you've ghostwritten with us, we can certainly tag back your practice. We effort to always tag the person. We are obviously limited by social media rules and that you have to be following us, which is why, in a shameless sort of plug, we always encourage you to follow the Auxana channels, because if you're not, we can't always tag you depending on privacy allowances. So make sure that you're following us. If you have a business website or social site, like a LinkedIn page or something that you want us to follow, you can reach out to marketing@auxana.co, or all of our members should be on the Slack channel. You can drop it in the Slack channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then also just follow up on this. This is again something we started talking about, the primary differences between growth stage and all access. So again, all access profile is facing. You get the marketing analytics report every quarter. You get good. What that means again is you can submit a blog topic And we have a form that you fill out. Then our content writers draft the blog and then publish on our blog, and we also amplify through social, and you can do the same. This has been, again, kind of like the social media marketing, something that I wanted to do for my personal practice and never found the time to do. So time is our most valuable asset, and this is something I hope that our All Access members can really take advantage of. So we have 2 more topics. I want to talk now about tools, and then we're going to talk about membership boosters, and then open it up for any other questions. Okay, so for practice tools, kind of two workflows here. So for growth stage or all access, you'll get a document called, let me actually take a step back. So practice tools are things I've developed pretty much since I've started this. For a long period of time working with different clients and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And we've repurposed and made templates and worked with ethics attorneys to make these resources available. So for the growth stage members and all access, you'll get a client discovery question. And then you get the first month, you get your tips and tricks. This is a difference between growth and all access. So after that, all access members will receive different practice tools that are in the email that's showing right now. And you'll get them over time because we don't require annual subscription. We provide these kind of over time as you stick through your subscription. So there's the client discovery questionnaire that I talked about, a sample engagement letter. I do want to point out that this is not state specific. I have personally done research into Colorado, California, New York, and Arizona on the language that needs to be engagement letters, but this is a sample for a flat fee outsourced general counsel engagement. It does require you to put in your references to your state's applicable ethics rules. We also provide simple pricing sheets to our all access members that have kind of the core of my model, what you would charge per month and what the assumptions are underneath that. A sample scope of work, which I use with my engagement letter to talk about the role that I take the company. And then a sample client proposal presentation that if you're pitching outsourced general counsel work to a client, you can use. So again, kind of to iterate the differences here, if you're an all access member, these documents are included in your membership. They're available over time. So you get them all if you stick with us for 6 months. For the growth stage, you're only getting the client discovery questionnaires as part of your membership, but the rest of these are available for purchase. I don't think they're up in the shop quite yet. I think they will be up, correct if I'm wrong, but I think next month, available to purchase. And yeah, I think that's it for that. And also, again, open to bringing, new tools together. And that's part of what we're going to be working through in some of our collabs this year. Okay, so let's get to the membership booster. So again, to reiterate, we're a marketplace. So companies are going to be looking at your profiles. They can engage with you in the platform. So if you go back to my profile really quickly, Matt, actually, you can see up at the top where they can connect with you through your actual profile. So if they're here and they're looking at this and they really like what they see, they want to reach out, the private message button up at the top right corner is where they can connect with you directly. So kind of, again, the point of the profiles is to really showcase our attorneys in a different way. I think companies are used to engaging with attorneys, either somebody that they know or somebody that, this is just the law firm that they've always heard of and they're not happy with the relationship or the engagement. This is just always. So we really want to break the mold, try something new, and showcase the attorneys in a way that provides information companies actually are interested in. So there's 3 ways we do that. And this is going to link to what I call the membership booster. So the first is through video. You're looking at my profile and the video. This is also available on our YouTube channel. The video is the first membership booster we'll talk about. partnership with a videographer company, Fuller Story, and Patrick Fuller, that we've worked with, who does all of our videos. If you purchase this kit, you will have a video on your profile just then, and we'll put it through the YouTube channel. He goes through the whole process where you will kind of come up with interview questions and answers together, and he does all the professional filming and the editing to create a really beautiful video. He does really nice work that you can check out on our YouTube channel. So that's one of the first ways that you can kind of set your profile apart. The Me after that is kind of derived from your Me blog. So we put this information right here so they can talk about who, again, you are, what keeps you up in the morning, why did you decide to join Auxana, things like that. And attorney information is more of the basic stuff that you see on a typical, you know, end page or something like that. But try, again, clients is something I want to point out, because again, we're trying to, I've done a lot of interviews with companies. What information are you looking for from attorneys? And one of the top things they come back with is, well, I want to see the attorney. I want to talk, you know, who is this person? So that's why we're doing videos. One of the second things that always comes up is, who else have they worked with? There's such a value add to shared services and knowledge transfer. It's companies see it all the time. And if you look at, you know, the clients I've listed here, the top two are both ed tech vertical B2B SaaS companies. Of course, they were like, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense for us. So listing your clients, obviously you have to make sure you have your, you know, permission from your clients, but listing them here. We didn't talk about this, but actually there's we have a marketing site, auxana.co, where we have clients listed and we have client testimonials. You know, I'm very open to our Auxana members who want, you know, obviously get permission and want to list their own clients here. You know, we may be open to doing that. So just an idea kind of for the future. But back to the profile, you know, this is something I know companies really look close at. And then the last piece is in our other membership boosters, the profile. So you can click down on that. It is a partnership with Kevin Black, who is a leadership coach. Our whole executive team has done it, and I will say these have been just really, really game changing. So the idea here is that you meet with Kevin and complete this test, which is a behavioral test. And what we're looking at right now and what we've developed from it is this PDF document which talks about the behavioral characteristics and the traits that you have that make you a great attorney and a great outsourced general counsel, a great leader, member of a company's executive team. So we've kind of drilled down into, you know, these different traits, primary information. So if you have any familiarity with recruiting processes at companies, if they were looking to hire an in-house attorney, this is the sort of stuff they would make you do. So I think it's really cool and really exciting and innovative that we do. We say, you know, this is who we are, this is how we work, and this, you know, you can make the decision that will be a good fit with your team. So this is something, you know, that we've in the NC stages of promoting. I'm super excited about how it kind of impacts and influences the recruiting space for these companies. And the other thing I'll mention here is that you see it on the profile, but you can also download a PDF of this. So you can send this to your companies. If you're talking with a big company and kind of convincing them to hire you as an outsourced general counsel, this is something that you can download as a PDF and send off to them. And the trust kit is also available. If you go back to the shop, Matt, is available as a member booster for purchase. And this is what it looks like. No, I guess it's not there yet. It'll be there soon. This is one of our newer ones. So I think that's all I have. I'll first open it up to Val, and if there's anything you think I've missed that you want to add. And then after that, any questions?
Yeah, let's open up for any questions for sure. I want to highlight one more thing going back to the company stats, and it kind of relates to the attorney infographic that we had shared. I'm working with our digital marketing expert to pull together some reporting on a quarterly basis that'll show information about digital marketing performance in each specific market that we are actively advertising in, meaning that we have active all access attorneys in. Some of the stats that we've looked at, I just out of curiosity had her poll Texas to see how we were performing the last couple of weeks. And it's really cool. So I would love to get this for each different state. We're going to be able to show users, new users, number of sessions, average session duration on the community, all narrowed down by specific regional demographic.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, everyone who joined us. We did record this, so it'll be available. And I'll talk to Valerie. We may actually send it to people by email, but either way, it'll be available. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us. Probably, I don't know what email address would be best. Val, do you have a preference?
Well, I'm certain they all have my email address at this point. You know, marketing@auxana.co is always really easy. You can literally reply to any email in your inbox that you've received during your application process. Or for our existing members, you probably have 4 points of contact already. So you can find us on there. I do encourage you to continue to follow us on social media, because we'll be talking a lot about our rollouts, and just check in and see what we're doing with other members. One of the areas we didn't cover is our YouTube channel, which is growing every day. Like our Instagram, it's relatively new because we all have so much time to record videos, but it's doing really well. And we've got some of our Meet Me videos that we glossed over. We host those there, and you can see what those are all about. For examples, we've got some great informational videos stored there as well. And then we'll have accessible links within the community for our workshops. That's where you'll be able to find a recording of this session in case you want to go back over. And I will absolutely follow up with our attendees to get you a link of this recording as well.
And one more thing I want to add really quickly on the video kit, because if you're not sitting here in Arizona where Patrick and I are, you may be like, how do I? We do actually have a remote mobile kit. So it doesn't matter where you are. We can actually send you something and get your video done.
We should have taken a picture of that. It's really neat.
Cool. It's like a whole device, so it's fun.
Yeah, it comes in a little cube kit with some prompts, and Patrick Fuller, who does the videos, can set up a prep call with you if you need to walk you through it. But you can film as much video as it takes, which I think is quite a few hours, and then Patrick can sort of sift through and put together this awesome video for you. So those are on our YouTube channel, often linked in our social media as well, so you can kind of find our YouTube channel through that.
Yep. Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks everyone. Really time. Hope this is informative, but answered some questions. Hope it's super exciting. It's exciting for us at Auxana. And yeah, you know how to reach us if you have any questions. Have a wonderful afternoon or early evening, depending on where you're at.
And stay safe and healthy, everybody.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. I'm gonna log out.
Thanks, guys.